Well, if you are following along in the textbook, you already know that chapter 19 is called The Law of Attraction. So I'm going to give just a touch of history about the law of attraction. In 1877, Helena Blavatsky was the first one to actually mention in writing the law of attraction. In a book she wrote, she used this law of attraction as a concept in the book. And 9 years later, Prentice Mulford articulated this law as a principle, the principle of the law of attraction. However, most scholars believe that it is deeply rooted in all religions and all spiritual practices throughout time. And indeed, it is definitely rooted in our teaching.
The law of attraction, I think, is maybe not maybe the best word for it, because we're not really attracting anything to us since we're already of all that is. So what are we actually if we're not bringing it to us, but bringing it through us or realizing it through our spiritual nature? We should practice using the law of attraction consciously, knowing that we always use it unconsciously. Now, for years, I've been talking about how 90% of our thoughts are unconscious thoughts. And I was looking up something on the internet this week, and I found a statement that says, today's science estimates that 95% of our brain's activity is unconscious. 95%. Is that because we're dumbing down? Or is it because we just don't, or maybe is that a more accurate statement because they know more about the brain? I don't know. But 95% of our brain's activity is unconscious, meaning that the majority of decisions that we make, the actions we make, or our emotions and behaviors depend on the 95% of our brain activity that lies beyond conscious awareness. 95%. It has jumped 5% in the last 5 years or so. What's going to happen 5 years later? Yikes. So I have this question, are we actually running on artificial intelligence? On the 5%, but the 95% that we don't know about is actually what is controlling our lives. We weren't working on artificial intelligence. We have to understand that the law of attraction is something that we always use, not just when we need something like a car or a house or a relationship or whatever, good health or whatever it is, when we want to attract those things into our lives. It's the awareness that those things are already there. We're just opening ourselves up to those possibilities. It's a matter of creating a positive, successful attitude or state of mind. The law of attraction is actually a state of mind. It's a way of living. It's not a tool that we use, like in the movie The Secret. That's one reason probably people had a lot of problem with The Secret, thinking they were using this tool as a law of attraction to get whatever we want just by thinking about it. It's a little more in-depth than that, but it's actually a law. It's a spiritual law. It's conditioning the mind to take an active part in our state of affairs. It's conditioning ourselves to be intentionally living positively to create that which you wish to experience, and bringing those things which we wish to experience into our experience, not from somewhere else, but letting them arise from within us. So that's my idea of attraction, not necessarily attracting it from somewhere else, but bringing it up from within, something that's already here. Ernest Holmes says, expect the best and so live that the best may become a part of your experience. It's that simple. That's what the law of attraction is all about. It's using and implementing that law. He also says, at all times we are either drawing things to us or pushing them away. In the average individual, this process goes on without us knowing about it. But ignorance of the law does not change its result. Ignorance of the law does not change its result. Bless you. So therefore, if we're talking about ignorance of the law, we have to decide, are we working with artificial intelligence or artificial ignorance? ignoring the good that's already there, and dealing with the stuff that's happening in our lives. And which are we concentrating on? Ernest Holmes also says, creative mind receives our thought and cannot stop creating. Spirit cannot stop creating. It is in its nature to constantly create. And it creates according to the thoughts that we put into universal energy. And so therefore, if we're putting negative thoughts in, we're getting negative stuff. The key is that the man who sees what he wants to see, regardless of what appears, will someday experience in the outer world what he has faithfully seen within, whether that be positive or negative. Whatever you hold in mind will appear. We quite often talk about in treatment, the demonstration of the treatment, which really is the outcome or the manifestation. And by manifestation we mean, this is a quote by Ernest Holmes, by manifestation we mean bringing into our experience something which we had not experienced before, bringing it in as a result of conscious thought. And unless it is possible to do this, our whole science is a mistake and a delusion. Unless there is a divine principle, universal soul and subjectivity or medium, which of itself, without any help or assistance, can produce things and will, then there is nothing in this teaching. But there is a divine principle, and what it does for us, it must do through us. That's a powerful statement, isn't it? If we can't actually use the law of attraction, then this teaching that we're talking about has absolutely no meaning whatsoever, of no validity. But we do know that it does work, and we do know that there is a divine principle that makes it work. And what it does, it must do through us, through our thoughts, through our consciousness. So he says that our thought becomes the thing thought of. The thought and the thing are one in reality. What a man has and what he is the result of the subjective state of his thought. So how do we use it? How do you change those thoughts and create that which you wish to experience? How do you use the law of attraction? It's simply a matter of changing your thought processes. Can you challenge yourself right here and right now to think only positive, life-affirming, loving thoughts? Only positive thoughts. And let everything else just fade into the nothingness from which you came in the first place. You don't have to look in the mirror, but you can just say, I'm beautiful. I'm perfect. I'm content. Oh, I don't know if I'm content. I'm more than content. I am excited. I'm enthusiastic. I am full of love. I am healthy. I am rich. I am abundant. I am intelligent. I am wise. I am a good driver. I'm artistic. I am a painter. I am a musician. I'm a poet. I am, claim it. Anybody got another one for me?
I'm wealthy.
I'm wealthy. Good. Keep going.
I'm educated.
Educated. Yes. I don't only have intelligence, I am wise. And everything good flows to me. Every day is sunshiny, although not hot, but sunshiny. And so, in fact, there are rainbows every day, whether there was sunshine or not. There are rainbows every day because they're beautiful. I claim it to be true. And I can see it in my own perspective. Can you claim all those things? Can you start on your way home today, when you get stuck in a traffic jam, start thinking, oh, positive thoughts. Let's think positive stuff. I love my car. This is a great car. The air conditioner works, and it's comfortable, and I love this leather, or whatever. You know, you can go down the list, and I love the person I'm with, and I have such a great life, and everything is so wonderful. I can't imagine living another life. I can't imagine back in the day when I used to think negative thoughts when I was stuck here in traffic and complaining about the SUV that's blowing fumes in my face. I can't believe I used to think those ways, because now life is so perfect. That is what you're going to draw to yourself. That's a law of attraction working in a nutshell for you and as you. Ernest Holmes puts this basic idea in the form of meditation in this chapter today, so I'm going to read it. It says, my opportunities are unlimited. There is a divine urge to express. It permeates me and fills all space and all people. All of my affairs are in its hands. To it, are clearly visible the best ways, methods, and means for my greater expression. I leave my affairs in the hands of this principle, and I cooperate with it. I cooperate with it. Today, the possibilities of my experience are unlimited. The Spirit flows through me, inspiring me and sustaining that inspiration. I have ability and talent, and I am busy using them. This talent is divinely sustained and marketed under a universal plan of right action. Life lies open to me, rich, full, abundant. My thought, which is my key to life, opens all doors for me. I am one with infinity. I am one with divinity. I realize this unity. I proceed on my way as one who knows that God goes with him into an eternal day of infinite privilege. I have only to open the portals of my soul and accept that which is ready to express through me. Today I fling these portals wide. Today I am the instrument through which life flows. And so it is.
So it is.
And so it is. Thank you. So I absolutely love this topic. And for me, it went in a lot of different directions. The first part of it is the idea that this topic, the law of attraction, has been taken out of context by so many people that it has included many myths, conflicting ideas, and a lot of confusion for a lot of people. Because the law of attraction is really, as David said, about the spiritual principle. We aren't looking for what it is. We aren't looking for how it works. We're looking for how we use it. And we use it by the same old saying that I absolutely love: to learn how to think is to learn how to live. So I'm going to invite you to join me, as David did, in a thought process. I want each one of you, if you're willing to play along, to choose one idea that you're going to hold in your mind. One word, one idea. And allow that word to play over and over in your mind. Now I am going to talk up a storm about all different kinds of things. But you keep that word that you're thinking about, that idea, that concept, firmly planted in your mind, and don't allow me to be a distraction. Are you ready to play?
Go.
Hello, anybody here?
Yes.
Yes, you ready to
Yes.
play?
Yes.
Okay. That's all you have to do is just sit there and think. Okay, get your word and go. Well, I would like to talk about the color pink, because I think the color pink is really beautiful, especially like pink roses. They're gorgeous and they smell so good, and actually lots of pink flowers. And speaking of flowers, they're outside and the weather's been really nice, as you said today, David. The weather's been beautiful. We've had a great cool breeze. And what about if I asked any of you if you would like to have $1 million? I wonder how many people would raise their hand if I offered you $1 million. If you had $1 million, you could go on vacation anywhere you wanted to in the entire world. You could do anything that you wanted to. You could go to the beach and sit and look at the ocean, or you could go to the top of a mountain. Anybody love that view from the top of a mountain? Stop.
Yep.
Now, some of you probably allowed me to get into your head. Maybe even went off down a rabbit hole when I said one of the words that I said. You were like, oh yeah, well maybe I'll pick that for my word instead. And some of you didn't allow me to get into your head at all. Some of you maybe are still in your own words so much you're not even hearing me still. And that's okay, because you are attracting whatever it is that you went with. That's how it works. And so all the myths and the confusion, the ideas that would say to us from the movie The Secret, and then I'd hear people say, well, this is a bunch of baloney. I don't believe any of this stuff anyway. I can't just sit on my couch and think about a new car and then walk out and see it in my driveway. Correct. You can't. That isn't the way it works. That isn't what it's all about. It's not about simply thinking, oh, car, oh, there it is, lovely. That isn't the way it works. It is all about the ideas we hold in mind that create within us faith. Faith that is so strong, so filled with conviction that the, what did I say here, pink weather, $1 million beach vacation mountaintop cannot get my attention. I know where I'm headed, and I'm headed there, and nothing can stop me. Whether it's a healing, whether it's finances, whether it's relationships, whether it's a change in personality or physique or diagnosis, it does not matter what it is. Anything and everything of form. Now, David talked a little bit about tools, and I'm going to say a little kind of the opposite if you want to think of it as a tool. The tool of treatment. That is what we use. We use treatment. And you can use any of the tools that work for you. Treatment, affirmative prayer, falls into line with that idea that every single thought you have is a prayer. And so, if we're looking at 95% of the brain in the subconscious, in the subjective realm, we better clean house in there. We better eliminate all those ideas that we learned that have brought us to the yuck that we may be experiencing. Now, hopefully you're not, but just in case you are. And most of us usually have something we're working on, right? Like, well, I won't even go there. Okay, let me stay focused here, because boy, this one was, I just love this. I could talk about this topic. If you want to stay and talk for a few hours, go ahead and stay. I love this topic. And it is about focusing our mind so completely those other ideas don't get in. One of my favorite places to use this in my own life is the doctor's office. I don't know about you, but I do not like shots one little bit. I have a million stories about that I could tell you. I don't like procedures, but I know I need to do them sometimes and have them sometimes, so I do. But I have taught myself that I can go in there and simply start thinking about the different parts of my body. Now again, it's a tool, and we all use tools in a different way. I move it all over my body. So if it's a shot and it's in the arm, then I might start with my toes, and I might just wiggle them a little bit and go, oh, relax my toes. Yeah, oh yeah. Ooh, relax neck, relax tongue. And I just go around my body saying to relax. Next thing I know, they say, okay, all done. And sometimes I have absolutely no pain, and sometimes minimal physical sensation. Sometimes when I really am strong with my conviction about relaxing those muscles and allowing my mind to stay only in that place that I'm relaxing, I don't even know that anything else is being done. Now this law of attraction is not at all new. When we talk about holding a mental image of likeness, we are talking about using that power of faith. And what Ernest Holmes had to say about that in the chapter was, some will say to you, faith? This is nothing new. It has always been taught. And we will say, correct. There is nothing new. We have nothing new to teach you. We use a new approach to an old truth, a more intelligent, a more systematic way of consciously arriving at faith. And it is called treatment in our teaching. It is the idea that the law, God is love and law, and recognizing that law aspect of God as infinite and eternal, knowing there is no beginning and there is no end, and you have access to it. That's the piece we did not learn necessarily growing up. We have access to that through the one mind, through our own mind. And so it is to the degree that we are personally able to know only plenty, peace, power, life, and truth that we experience them. Do you know people who walk around and just look confident all the time? Well, it's because they are. It's because they have a conviction so strong that they emit an air of confidence. They know, and they know that they know. That's an Ernest Holmes quote. They know, well, not they, but know and know that you know. And so then I would have another question. Who came to mind for you? You don't have to say it out loud, but was it you? Are you that one that came to mind, or someone you love dearly that walks around with an air of confidence because they do know that plenty and peace and love and truth and life are already, and they are theirs, regardless of what the situation is that's going on around them? So Ernest Holmes also has in this chapter something that I was like, well, I could do that. And then I thought, well, I don't know, it'd be pretty short, so it might not have much meaning. And so I did it for myself, and I was like, oh, wow, yeah, I'm definitely doing this. And it's simply crossing your arms across your own chest, holding yourself. Go ahead and do it with me. And 3 times you're going to say wonderful, and then you're going to say me. Together? Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful me. How good does that feel? Remember to do that a lot. And as you mentally hold yourself, you will be held. The Bible says, act as though I am, and I will be. You might even want to change the word from wonderful to magnificent or loving. So I heard someone once telling a child, I'm sick and tired of you coming to me with your social conflicts. Just deal with it. And I thought to myself, well, herein lies the problem. Because most of us were not taught how to deal with it. And I thought, how ironic that the adult did not know how to deal with it, hence told the kid, just deal with it. Because if you are confident and you know you have the right words, you simply speak them. And you speak them with love, and you watch miracles transform in relationships for people. So what happens when we're not taught how to deal with it is that we think and act and speak wrongly. And we do that until we learn to think it rightly. We will continue to not know how to deal with it until we think rightly, until we believe so completely that I do know the right words, and I'm going to practice until I speak them. Children must be taught how to think rightly to attract their desires, amongst them happy, healthy relationships, positive attitudes, good choice making. And the truth is that we are all like children. We all need that. So I ask you, what is success to you? If I say, are you successful, will you say yes or no? And if I say, what makes you successful, what is that makes you successful? Because indeed there is no judgment, nor should there be any judgment about another person's path. We are each here to experience success in our own personal way. Ernest Holmes says the subjective state of a man's thought decides what is going to happen to him in his objective experience. So we each get to define success for ourselves. I could not care in the least if I own the biggest opinion of best mansion in the world. But boy, oh boy, when I'm lying on my deathbed, I sure hope my relationships have all revealed love and kindness and goodness. That's success for me. Loving relationships. That doesn't make that the only path, and there is no judgment on whatever it is for anyone. We each get to decide, but it's important to look at it because it will drive our life. Ernest Holmes talks about the word perfect, and I found this magnificent. I'm not going to read it all because it's really long, but I'm going to try to put it in my own words, and if you think, oh man, I doubt Ernest said that, you can read it for yourself after. So he's talking about the world perfect, and he said that there are people who declare that everything is perfect, and some people believe that that's what we do, and some people believe that's what I do, like my son. Funny story to tell you one of these times, but I'll sing it for you. You'll get that when I actually do it. Because things are not perfect as a matter of fact. Everything in the objective experience of the race is not perfect. In fact, he says it's far from it. And that for people to believe that that's what we think, oh, I was diagnosed with this disease, well, that's okay, it's all perfect. No, that isn't what we're saying. What we're saying is direct your attention away from the word dis-ease. Do what you need to in form with your choices, and direct your attention to the mindset you hold and that back of it, that belief system back of it that created that can shift it. Because we have the power with our own mind to connect to the one mind. And so he's saying that as a religious scientist, we are not one who assures ourselves that wrong is right. We do not profess that evil is good. We do not say that limitation is freedom, nor bondage liberty, nor sickness health. We do not say that. What we do, we also do not claim that the objective experience is an illusion. We do not say that what we are experiencing, oh, it's just an illusion, so imagine it's not there. We do not say that. What we say is use your mind, because behind your human and this material existence and that idea of evolution, there is, as Emerson says, one mind common to all people. And that mind is perfect. The one mind, God mind, is perfect. And you and I and everyone else has access to the one mind. So remember, friends, all the power of the universe is with you. Feel it, know it, and then act as though it were true. As David said, expect the best. And so it is.